Hey babies, it's Michelle Visage. Welcome back to another episode of Whatcha Packin. And today, all the way from the MoMA, we have the Widow Von Du.
Hey.
Kansas City.
In the house.
How are you?
I feel great. I'm, feeling fat, feeling fabulous, feeling wide as all outside.
Did you have a good time?
Oh my God. It was the best experience I've ever experienced in the 13 years I've been entertaining. So it was definitely a great moment in my life.
And of course, I turn my back for 1 second and you go ahead and leave. In dramatic fashion, I hear.
I don't know. It just, I wasn't very upset with what the judges were saying. I was more upset in myself,
Of course.
And I was so disappointed because I put so much on me to, represent my city, represent my brand as being a big girl. And, I would like to think I'm funny.
Oh, I think you're hilarious.
And just to hear that it wasn't as funny, and at that stage in the competition, it's you either are, good or you're not. That's what I hear.
You know what, though, Widow, in life, especially with comics or comedians, they're the funniest. Joan Rivers, let's take for example, one of the funniest people ever to live. And she had her bad days, Sometimes we're there, sometimes we're just set on, and some days we're not.
And I kind of lost, touch with that because I was it really got to me that I was it felt like I was disappointing so many people, and you can see it all over my face. It literally it broke me down so bad.
Yeah. The truth is you're only letting yourself down. Everybody else is in the corner screaming for you, including me, including us. I think you were fantastic. I think you can be super proud with everything that you did. I knew that when you would come out on that stage that I would be highly entertained at all costs. Even when we did the Madonna challenge, and when I said, you all were sitting there, I said, who can't sing? And you were like, but you said, but I can rap.
I can rap. I can't carry a tune when it comes to singing, but I can rap.
Yes, you can, and you did the damn thing. Do you know what I mean? So I think that old thing in your head, that voice in your head telling you that you were letting all these people down, is just you.
And I kept trying to remind myself, that I'm that bitch, that this is what I do. And just literally when I just heard it, I was like, switch, and it just...
It happens. It really does happen, but I think you need to not focus on that because you were so good. I always say it's by challenge by challenge. It just could be that day was just, the luck was not with you and the challenge wasn't your challenge, and it's just, especially when it starts getting down to smaller numbers, because it's uh-oh, this can go either way at any time. And I love that you put yourself on display like this first outfit back here with the watermelon with your boobies out.
That was a moment for me, actually, because when I heard y'all just scream when I tore the titty cups off, I was like, that's the reaction I wanted.
Yes, your Janet Jackson, Lil' Kim moment. Yes.
I was nervous because there's a lot of green on this outfit. I know
there is a lot of green, but that's, the wig. But the other green that's on the outfit is actually a beautiful green. It's an emerald green. Jewel tones look beautiful on all skins. The green that I hate, like the color of that wig, or yellow-based greens, they look beautiful on your skin. They look beautiful on skin of color. On anybody in my storyline with yellow undertones, we look very ill.
I tried to spray that wig so it would match the head.
You're not close, Widow, you're not close. Different storyline.
I only could use what I had, and the greens were not dark enough, and I was like, we're gonna just mix it and...
It worked. Now let's talk about this gorgeous one in the middle, which reminds me of the American Lung Association meets like a glamorous cadaver.
Well, I'm glad you actually see so this one right here, it wasn't seen on the show. This was actually my finale look.
Gorgeous.
And it's my battle armor, basically showing the rib cage on the inside. And it's to show that just because I'm, wide as all outside, that I'm not still made of the same stuff. People forget that in the inside, we're still all made of the same stuff.
Yeah, we are.
And that's why I was like, no matter what size I am, you can still see my ribs.
I love that. Yeah, see my ribs? I love that.
There's a whole bunch of jewelry that goes with it, but the mannequin doesn't have arms, so I couldn't do it. But there's giant gauntlets, there's a nice headpiece that's all rhinestone. Don't worry, you'll see it eventually.
Oh, I better see it.
Oh, you'll see it eventually.
And we know this one, there's your Missy Elliott kind of fashion show. One of the first things we saw you in.
I brought that for the sole purpose that You loved it.
I loved it.
And I was like, oh, I have to bring this one. And this is like true Widow Von Du right here. Like, this is what I would love to, like, my fashion to be. Because it's just I consider myself a ratchet queen with high class fashion.
Yeah, you know what, ratchet? Ratchet is ratchet, but in order to do, you can do ratchet well. And I love a ratchet queen, honey. I'm from New Jersey. Trust me, I love a ratchet queen. But there is a fine line of just being ratchet and being fashion ratchet. And I think that's kind of what you were saying and explaining with that. What was your favorite challenge, Widow?
Let's see. My favorite challenge, it's gonna have to be the first challenge where we had to write to
the rap.
The rap. I was like, because not only did I get to show like my skills as a rapper, I had to show my skills as a dancer like the first day.
Yeah.
And I won the challenge. So I was like,
yes, you did.
And I was like, I got to show off all of the skills that are great about Widow. Like, that's what Widow does right there. And I was like, day one, boom.
You are a performer, and you are a thoroughbred, and you have been so wonderful in this competition. I think that you were a little too hard on yourself. I think that's part of your personality. When's your birthday? What sign are you?
I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries. You're a worker. That's what you do. So that's why you're so hard on yourself.
And I'm all about my ego, and it feels like, you know, when something goes bad, it's like, oh, it's taking a notch. Like, someone's like tearing at it. It's like, you're not as good. So it's literally, it's a lot to deal with.
That's you. That's your little voices in your head. They got no place in there. You're that girl, and you're an Aries, and you are a fighter, and most of all, you are an incredible drag queen, an incredible performer. You are a beautiful drag queen. Don't ever doubt who you are, because you are just wonderful through and through. You've been such a joy to watch in this competition. I was so proud of you, and I can't wait to be out there doing stuff with you.
Oh, I can't wait either. I cannot wait to take over the world with you.
Yes, girl. What are your social media handles?
Just type in Widow Von. I'm usually the first one that pops up.
Perfect. You were fantastic. Thank you so much, Widow.
Thank you.
Thank you, babies, for joining me for another Whatcha Packin. I'll see you next time. Bye. Do you want everything RuPaul's Drag Race at your fingertips? Then head over to YouTube now and subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race channel, and you will get all the episodes of everything you ever want, including brand new episodes of Whatcha Packin. Hi.